Hi everyone. If the patient comes to an emergency department with the chest pain and ECG changes source ST elevated myocardial infarction, and if the patient has arrived to the hospital within 3 hours of symptoms onset, then to break down the clot formation or recent thrombi, we need fibrinolytic drugs. So in today's class, let us simplify the fibrinolytic drugs. These drugs are often known as fibrinolytic or thrombolytic agents. Plasmin causes dissolution of the fibrin from insoluble to the soluble complexes. Plasmin normally circulates in the blood in an inactivated form, and this inactivated form is known as plasminogen. In response to injury, endothelial cells desynthesize and releases the tissue plasminogen activator. Fibrinolytic drugs. Fibrinolytic drugs include streptokinase, urokinase, alteplase, reteplase. These are the tissue plasminogen activator, tenecteplase and anistreptase. So these are the fibrinolytic drugs. Now coming to the mechanism of action of fibrinolytic agents. So fibrinolytic drugs promote this inactivated form of plasminogen to get converted to the active form of plasmin, and which ultimately converts this insoluble form of fibrin to the soluble form of fibrin products. And this is how it can cause fibrinolysis within the blood vessels. Now coming to the streptokinase. Streptokinase is usually obtained from the beta hemolytic streptococci group C, and it is inactive as such. When it combines with the plasminogen, it forms an active complex and then it acts. Streptokinase causes antigen-antibody formation, and it can also result in fever, hypotension, arrhythmia. So that is the biggest disadvantage of streptokinase, and the advantage of this is it is less expensive. Due to better availability of other drugs, streptokinase is nowadays not preferred. Now coming to the urokinase. Urokinase is prepared from the human urine and it activates plasminogen directly. Now coming to the tissue plasminogen activator, which includes alteplase, reteplase and tenecteplase. These are usually produced by recombinant DNA technology. Alteplase and reteplase are given by slow IV infusion, whereas tenecteplase can be given by single bolus dose over 10 seconds. So during the transport of the patient to the hospital, if tenecteplase is available, you can give it by single bolus dose over 10 seconds. And these all the drugs are non-antigenic in nature. Now coming to the use of the fibrinolytic agents. Fibrinolytic drugs are often preferred for the ST elevated myocardial infarction. Recanalization occurs in 50 to 90% of cases. Time lag is important. Greatest benefit is obtained if the patient has arrived to the hospital within the first 3 to 6 hours of symptoms onset. Usually, these drugs are often combined with the aspirin and heparin. Alteplase is often preferred over streptokinase. Streptokinase causes antigen antibody formation, and that is why it is not preferred nowadays. Fibrinolytic agents are also preferred in deep vein thrombosis. It can decrease the subsequent pain and swelling and prevents chances of pulmonary embolism. These are also used in peripheral arterial occlusion. Recanalization occurs in 40% of the occlusion cases. These are the second choice after surgical thrombectomy. Acute ischemic stroke. Fibrinolytic agents are used within 3 hours of symptom onset, and these are used only in case of non-hemorrhagic stroke. So before giving fibrinolytic agent, you have to rule out that the patient has not suffered from hemorrhagic stroke in the past 3 months. Now coming to the contraindications of thrombolytic agents. This includes hemorrhagic diathesis like intracranial hemorrhage, stroke in the last 3 months, intracranial tumor or malignancy or aneurysm, peptic ulcer or GI bleeding that can also aggravate the chances of bleeding, surgery in the past 3 weeks, and uncontrolled hypertension. These are all the pathological conditions where you cannot give fibrinolytic agents. and one important contraindication is pregnancy. So this was about the fibrinolytic agents. If you like my video, subscribe to follow for more pharmacology video. Thank you.